Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another evening of trivia fun with myself, Simon, and the two fellas. This is the Two Fellas Online Pub Quiz number 31. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. I do realise I'm an ethereal figure this evening with the light cascading in from behind me. But don't worry, as with everything, the sun will go down. Welcome, everybody, to another evening of online trivia with myself and the two fellas. As I've mentioned, this is Online Pub Quiz number 31. Very soon we will get going, and we will follow our usual format. However, for any teams that are joining and that are new this week, first of all, welcome. Second of all, I hope you're ready. This quiz is made up of 4 rounds. First round will be our easier round. Our second round is our theme round. This week, manufacturing. Then we go on to our music round with round 3, where you will search for the original artists and song names from a series of varying in quality YouTube covers. And finally, to separate everybody out, we'll move on to the harder round, at the end of which scores will be collected together and we will have ourselves a winner. So make sure you open the link in the description of the video below and open up round 1 and enter your team name. To make things easier for Mike, make sure you enter your team name exactly the same as... What is up? Hello. You have a team name? Alright. What is your team name? Is it? Right. Okay. Hello to everybody in the chat. Floriana, Peter, Marcus, and Flip the Flip Flip. Welcome, everybody. Great to see you back. We'll get going in a couple of minutes. We'll just give time for people to get their drinks and finish up having their dinners so they can get their Zoom calls, their Google Hangouts, their FaceTimes, their Discords, whatever, set up and ready to go. So, I do apologize for the amount of sunlight coming in. It's not that I have extra sun here, it's just, I don't know what it is, really. Yep, we will get going very, very, very soon. Just check into the chat and see how many people are already here. Before we get going, though, if you enjoy the pub quiz, don't forget you can always leave a like and subscribe to the Two Fellas YouTube channel, where you'll be updated with news of the pub quizzes every Friday. But also you can donate to help the Two Fellas keep going via PayPal with the address donate@twofellas.beer. If you are lucky enough to be in the area of the Two Fellas, don't forget you can order and collect food. And you can pre-order online using twofellas.beer. The pub is currently open from 5 o'clock till 9:30 in the evenings on both Friday and Sunday, where you can get pizza and delicious beer that will keep fresh for up to 30 days in your fridge. Anyway, without further ado, let's get going. If you miss any of the questions as we're going through, don't forget you can always use the little red line beneath the video stream to wind things back, or you can type into the chat, although it is easier to really just wind the thing back. Just always make sure you scroll all the way to the right so you're fully caught up. If you do have a question, you put it in the chat. It will take about 30 seconds for me to address it, just due the time delay. But yes, without further ado, let's get on with some questions. So round one, the easier round. Question one, from which Latin American nation does tango originate? That is the dance, not the fizzy drink. So from which Latin American nation does tango originate from? Yeah, in the UK and Ireland, yeah. Oh, yes, please. So from which Latin American nation does tango originate is your question one of round one. On to question two. After which famous American actor and later president was Portuguese football star Ronaldo named? So after which famous American actor and later president was Portuguese football star Ronaldo named? Thank you, Body Mass Index. So question two is after which famous American actor and later president was Portuguese football star Ronaldo named? I didn't. I forgot. Immediately after I... Which task? uh, talk to you there, okay? God. So question two is after which famous American actor and later president was Portuguese football star Ronaldo named? On to question three. Which famous uber wealthy couple announced their divorce this week? You need the first names to get the point. So which famous uber wealthy couple announced their divorce this week? Give me the first names to get the point. Question 3. Which famous uber wealthy couple announced their divorce this week? First names to get the point. And on to question 4. Which French pastry's name comes from the French meaning flash of lightning? French word meaning flash of lightning. So which French pastry's name comes from the French word meaning flash of lightning? So question 4. Which French pastry's name comes from the French word meaning flash of lightning? On to question 5. Which musician is this in this before they were famous picture? So, which musician is this in this before they were famous picture? Question 5. Which musician is this in this before they were famous picture? On to 6. Which popular 1990s video game had a movie reboot last month with the release of a new feature-length adaptation? Those already in the I think both came from the 1990s, two previous adaptations. But last month, a new feature-length of which popular 1990s video game was released? Feature-length adaptation of which popular 1990s video game was released last month? I watched the trailer and realized there is no way that I need to see the film. Question 6, one more time. Which popular 1990s video game had a movie reboot last month with the release of a new feature-length adaptation? On to 7. Cheers. Which two teams made it through to the final of the Champions League this week? So which two teams progressed this week to the final of the UEFA Champions League? Question 7. Which two teams made it through to the final of the UEFA Champions League this week? The final that is supposed to be held in Turkey. Let's see if that happens. Let's move on to question 8. From the Italian in the style of a chapel, which musical term denotes music performed by a singer or singers without musical accompaniment? From the Italian in the style of a chapel, which musical term denotes music performed by a singer or singers without musical accompaniment, without the accompaniment of instruments? Question 8. From the Italian in the style of a chapel, which musical term denotes music performed by a singer or singers without a musical accompaniment? on to question 9. Which band, in part famous for their 2002 hit Dreaming of You, recently released a new album entitled Coral Island? So, which band, in part famous for their 2002 hit Dreaming of You, recently released a new album entitled Coral Island? And finally, on to question 10. What are the 3 kinds of rocks? What are the 3 kinds of rock? Those are your 10 questions. I want your answers in by 2028. So you've got around about 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to get your answers in. Make sure you click submit in time, and then Mike will get to marking. Then use this time to go refill your drinks, whatever you need to do, and now read out the answers at 2028. Okay, less than 2 minutes to get your answers in. Okay, less than a minute to get your answers in. We all missed you, Anna. Okay, hurry up and click submit, and very shortly I'll move on with the answers. Okay, let's move on with the answers. The answers to round one are as follows. Question one was, from which Latin American nation does tango originate? It's Argentina. Two, the famous American actor, who wasn't very good, and later president, was Portuguese football star Ronaldo, named after, it was Ronald Reagan. Which famous uber wealthy couple announced their divorce this past week? That was Bill and Melinda Gates. The French pastry's name that comes from the meaning of flash of lightning is eclair. The musician you see in that picture is James Hetfield of Metallica. Then we had the popular 1990s video game that was recently adapted into a Never movie. That was Mortal Kombat. The two football teams that have made it into the Champions League final are both Chelsea and Manchester City. Two teams who seem to have escaped any punishment for also thinking about breaking away to form their own league. The Italian, in the style of a chapel, gives its name to a cappella. A cappella meaning without musical accompaniment. The band, though in part, is famous for the 2002 hit Dreaming of You that recently released a new album entitled Coral Island, was The Coral. And the three kinds of rocks are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. And we go on to round two. Straight on to round two. Round two is our theme round. Yeah, nothing else to say. There we go. Let's come to that. Question one. In which European city would you typically find... Wait, what? This is last week's questions. One second, and I'll help you sort this out. There we go. Nobody noticed a thing. Which German automotive group, with its headquarters in Wolfsburg, is the largest manufacturing company in the world by revenue? So which German automotive group, with its headquarters in Wolfsburg, is the largest manufacturing company in the world by revenue? There you go, that's your question one. call a car in. Little button that's just left of the Xbox symbol. Hold it down. Yeah, and then go down to vehicles. Press A and just request personal vehicle. Is it grayed out? All right, then press B and B and B and B. Bring up the phone. Go to phone book. And then go to mechanic. Press A. And then the little menu will come up in the top left. Fastest cars are in the B2 garage and classics are in the B3. So question 1, which German automotive group with its headquarters in Wolfsburg is the largest manufacturing company in the world by revenue? That's question 1. On to question 2. What is the name given to a firmly insulated chamber, which is a type of oven that produces temperatures sufficient to complete some processes such as hardening, drying, or chemical changes often used in pottery? So what is the name of the type of oven that is often used in pottery amongst other uses? Question 2, what is the name given to a firmly insulated chamber, a type of oven that produces temperature sufficient to complete some processes such as hardening, drying, or chemical changes, and is often used in pottery amongst other things? On to question 3. What does CAD stand for? A tool often used in manufacturing to improve quality and efficiency of production. So what does CAD stand for? It's a tool that is often used in manufacturing to improve quality and efficiency of production, amongst other things. On to question 4. In 1909, Henry Ford told his management team in regards to the Model T, any customer can have a car painted any color that he wants so long as it is black. But what color between 1908 and 1913 could a customer not choose? So which car did they refuse to paint it? So which color, did they refuse to paint the car? So in 1909, Henry Ford told his management team in regards to the Model T, any customer can have a car painted in any color that he wants so long as it's black. But what color between 1908 and 1913 could a customer not choose? Go on to question 5. How was Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering, founded on this day in 1946, renamed in 1958? So, how was Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering, founded on this day in 1946, renamed in 1958? Very, very famous company. Pretty sure most people have owned a product from this company at some point. Question 5. How was Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering, founded on this day in 1946, renamed in 1958? What name did they change to in 1958? On to question 6. Remember, if you miss any, you can always scroll back to the little line below your video stream. 6. According to the World Bank, which country had the highest manufacturing output in 2019? So according to the World Bank, which country had the highest manufacturing output in 2019? The answer's always going to be Tokyo Tokyo face. Boat Tokyo Tok face. Question 6. According to the World Bank, which country had the highest manufacturing output in 2019? In terms of millions of US dollars. So, according to the World Bank, which country had the highest manufacturing output in terms of value in US dollars in 2019? 7. On this day in 1998, Mercedes-Benz merged with which other auto manufacturer to form the largest industrial merger in history, or through rather, the largest industrial merger in history, when Mercedes-Benz bought the other for 40 billion US dollars. So on this day in 1998, Mercedes-Benz merged with which other auto manufacturer to through the largest industrial merger in history when Mercedes-Benz bought the other for 40 billion US dollars. It was a highly unsuccessful merger. On with question 8, which is, in which decade did the Industrial Revolution begin? So in which decade did the Industrial Revolution begin? And it began in Great Britain. So in which decade did the Industrial Revolution begin? Question 8, in which decade did the Industrial Revolution begin? On to question 9. Which artist, famous for his industrial scenes of Manchester, Salford, and other grim areas of the northwest of England, is famous for this painting? And many other paintings, I should say. Which artist, famous for his industrial scenes of Manchester, Salford, and other grim areas of the northwest of England, is famous for this painting amongst others? Which artist famous for industrial scenes of Manchester, Salford, and other grim areas of the northwest of England is famous for this painting? And finally, we go to question 10. The manufacturing secrets of which product popular in Europe but until 1708 had only been produced in Asia did Ehrenfried Walter von Schirnhaus discover in 1708? The manufacturing secrets of which product that was popular in Europe but until 1708 had only been produced in Asia did Ehrenfried Walter von Schirnhaus discover in 1708? Have your answers in by 2055. And use this time to get drinks, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do. And then we'll be back with answers and the music round. Three minutes to go. Get your answers in within the next 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Less than 2 minutes to get your answers in. Okay, less than a minute. Click submit now to make sure your answers are in and they can be marked. Me too. I wish we ate all the ice cream. Yeah. There might be some other interesting stuff within the. I don't know if there is or not in the box of ice, the snow box. We haven't got anything to snack on. Okay, so that is your time to get your answers in. So if you haven't clicked submit, click it now because I'm about to go through the answers. And as soon as I start going through those, Mike will lock it. So let's go on to the answers. Let's hope that these are the answers to the right round. Let's find out. Yes. The German automotive group that's headquartered in Wolfsburg is the largest manufacturing company in the world by revenue is, of course, the Volkswagen Group. The name given to the firmly insulated chamber, a type of oven that produces temperatures, blah, 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 is a kiln. CAD stands for Computer Aided Design. In 1909, Henry Ford said to his management that any customer can have a car painted in any color that he wants, so long as it's black. But the color that you couldn't get between 1908 and 1913 was indeed black. Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering, that was founded on this day in 1946 and renamed in 1958, was named Sony. I think I may have disconnected there for a second. Yeah, there was a bit of a disconnection. So yes, Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering was renamed to Sony as a mixture of Sonos and the American slang Sonny. Doesn't mean anything else. 6, according to the World Bank, which country has the highest manufacturing output in 2019 in terms of revenue in US dollars? It's, of course, China, by a considerable margin ahead of the United States of America. 7, Mercedes-Benz merged in 1998 with the US brand Chrysler. An ill-fated merger, but nevertheless was the largest in manufacturing history at 40 billion US dollars. It produced such amazing products as the PT Cruiser and the Chrysler Crossfire, which Jeremy Clarkson referred to looking as like a dog taking a dump. On to 8, the decade that the Industrial Revolution began in was the 1760s. The artist that you saw there is L.S. Lowry, famous for his scenes of Manchester and Salford, and it is in Salford today that you will find the Lowry exhibit. The only 2 other things of note that you'll find in Salford is the Imperial War Museum North and Manchester United. And 10, the manufacturing secrets that were discovered by Erfried Walter von Schönhaus in 1708 was porcelain. Oh yeah, and the BBC is there. Plus minus 2 centuries. I will let Mike decide on that. I think plus two centuries is. I mean, that would be in total, if you include the right answer, a 50-year swing. I think that's too lenient. But I'll leave it up to Mike. To his discretion. Nobody, Mike, has ever said in the history of anybody from outside of Salford, let's go to the Salford Quay. All right, those were your questions and your answers for the theme round. We will now move on to the music round. The music round, your task is to look for the name of the song and the original artist that performed it. You will hear 10 songs varying in quality and from varying years since 2008 till 2021 in the terms of the years that they were covered. Some are great, some are crap. But what you need to do is tell me who is the original artist and what is the name of the song. Well, you could actually say that there is the secrets of porcelain in 1712 were transported by a French monk out from China to Europe and then released in a book so that most people then had the secrets of porcelain. It wasn't just exclusively then the Saxons with Meissen. So there would be a connection of transportation there, but it was not the right round. It was manufacturing this week. Well, this is a lot of confusion going on. Let's move on to the music round.
I feel your head resting heavy on your single bed. I want to hear all about it. Get it all off your chest, though. I feel the tears and you're not alone. When I hold you, well, I won't let go. Why should we care for what they're selling us anyway? We're so younger.
Well, I came home like a stone, and
Don't forget original artist and song name.
Into your arms, these days of dust, which we've known, will blow away with this new sun. But I'll kneel down, wait for now, and I'll kneel down, know my ground.
I am good, I am grounded. Davy says that I look taller. I can't get my head around it. I keep feeling smaller, smaller.
Sexy boys, fancy boys, playboys, bad boys.
I think you're freaky and I like you a lot. I think you're freaky and I like you a lot. I think you're freaky and I like you a lot. I think you're freaky and I like you a lot. Motherfuckers get bust. Love the spice that I bring. Guess who's got the party jumping? Cloning dark rave, aura pumping. It's nice and different. You fuck the system. My system puts off in the face. Step into a world now. Today's a paradise. Yo, we're up to my bottom line.
And my best friend, she a real bad bitch, got her own money. She don't need no night on the dance floor. She had 2-3 drinks, now she twerking. She thought we had it come like me. That's my best friend, she a real bad bitch, drive her own car. She don't need no lift in the strip No, my girl gone tip. Now she twerk and she throw it out and come back in. Beep, beep. Is that my best in the Tessie? Fresh blow up, skin and tan. Oh, she red.
It's been a long, long time since I've memorized your face. It's been 4 hours now since I've wandered through your place. And when I sleep on your couch, I feel very safe. And when you bring the blankets, I cover up my face. I do.
Well, I stumbled in the darkness, lost and alone. Though I said I'd go before us, show the way back home. Is there a light up ahead? I can't hold on very long.
We couldn't turn it around till we were upside down. I'll be the bad guy now, but no, I ain't too proud. I couldn't be there, even when I tried. You don't believe it. We do this every time. Seasons change and I lower the cold. Feed the flames 'cause you can't let it go. Run away, but we're lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. Suitcases and memories. Under a lover's sky, gonna be with you, and no one's gonna be around. If you think that you won't fall, well, just wait till the sun goes down. Underneath the starlight, there's a magical feeling so right. It'll steal your heart tonight. You can try to resist, try to hide.
I feel your head resting heavy on your single bed. I want to hear all about it. Get it all off your chest, though. I feel the tears and you're not alone. When I hold you, well, I won't let go. Why should we care for what they're selling us anyway? We're so younger than you know.
Well, I came home like a stone, and I fell heavy into your arms. These days of dust, which we've known, will blow away with this new sun. But I'll kneel down, wait for now, and I'll kneel down, know my ground.
I am good, I am grounded. Davy says that I look taller. I can't get my head around it. I keep feeling smaller, smaller.
Sexy boys, handsy boys, lay boys, bad boys.
I think you're freaky and I like you a lot. I think you're freaky and I like you a lot. I think you're freaky and I like you a lot. I think you're freaky and I like you a lot. Motherfuckers get bust. Love the spice that I bring. Guess who's got the party jumping? Cloning on rave, all pumping. It's nice and different. You fuck the system. My system comes off in fucking face. Step into a world now. Today's a paradise. Yo, we're up to my bottom mind.
With my best friend, she a real bad bitch, got her own money. She don't need no night on the dance floor. She had 2 or 3 drinks, now she twerking. She throw it out, it come back in. That's my best friend, she a real bad bitch, drive her own car. She don't need no lift in the strip club. No, my girl gone tip, now she twerking. She throw it out and come back in. Beep beep, is that my bestie in the taxi? Fresh she blow up, skin and tan, oh she red.
It's been a long, long time since I've memorized your face. It's been 4 hours now since I've wandered through your place. And when I sleep on your couch, I feel very safe. And when you bring the blankets, I cover up my face. I do.
Well, I stumbled in the darkness, lost and alone. Though I said I'd go before us, show the way back home. Is there a light up ahead? I can't hold on very long.
We couldn't turn it around till we were upside down. I'll be the bad guy now, but no, I ain't too proud. I couldn't be there, even when I tried. this every time. Seasons change and I lower the cold. Feed the flames 'cause you can't let it go. Run away, but we're lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. Suitcases of memories. Under a lover sky, gonna be with you, and no one's gonna be around. If you think that you won't fall, well, just wait till the sun goes down. Underneath the starlight, there's a magical feeling so right. It'll steal your heart tonight. You can try to resist, try to hide.
Well then, those were your 10 songs that you heard twice. You have until 21:22 to get your answers in. At 21:22, get your answers in by then. Remember, original artist and the song name. Okay, less than 3 minutes to get your answers in. Hurry up and get your answers in. Less than a minute. Get your answers in now. Click submit now. And then I'll read out the answers. Okay, that is your time. So, the answers are for the music round as follows. Song 1 was a cover of George Ezra and Listen to the Man. 2 was Mumford and Sons and I Will Wait. 3 was The National and I Need My Girl. 4 was Die Antwoord and I Think You Freaky. 5 was Sawiti and Best Friend. 6 was Sufjan Stevens and Futile Devices. 7 was Tom Waits and The Long Way Home, as performed by Norah Jones. 8 was a cover of Post Malone and Circles. 9 was Cyndi Lauper and Time After Time. And finally, 10 was Leanne Rimes and Can't Find the Moonlight. So those were all of your songs and your answers. We now move on to round 4, the harder round. So the harder round, if you open your answer sheet that's in the description below and enter your team name exactly the same as you've been entering it throughout these previous rounds, we can get going with question 1. That is, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Is a quote attributed to which famous American inventor and infamous thief of others' success? So, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Is a quote attributed to which famous American inventor and infamous thief of others' success? And question 2. What word in chemistry comes from the Greek meaning not to cut? So, what word in chemistry comes from the Greek meaning not to cut? Um, On to question 3. That is that word there is the scientific study of what? Lepidopterology is the scientific study of what? Question 3, lepidopterology is the scientific study of what? On to question 4. The 2021 G7 meeting is set to take place next month in which English county? The 2021 G7 meeting is set to take place next month in which English county? On to question 5. How is the... Oh, right. We've got some music now. I've forgotten all this myself. How is this piece of music most popular known? How is this piece of music most commonly known by? What is the name commonly given to this piece of music? What popular name is given to this piece of music? What popular name is commonly given to this piece of music? So what is the common name given to that piece of music? On to question 6. Which two famous musicians was Patty Boyd married to? So which two famous musicians was Patty Boyd married to? So, question 6. Which famous musician was Pattie Boyd married to? Really holding on to that, gave the dog. All right, on to question 7. When expressed mathematically, which law can be expressed as PV equals K, where P is pressure, V is volume, and K is some constant? So when expressed mathematically, which law can be expressed as PV equals K, where P is pressure, V is volume, and K is some constant? Question 7, when expressed as mathematically, which law can be expressed as PV equals K, where P is pressure, V is volume, and K is some constant? On to question 8. The Treaty of Windsor, the 9th of May 1386 and still active, was signed between England and which other country? It's currently the longest running treaty in history. So the Treaty of Windsor, signed on the 9th of May 1386 and still active, was signed between England and which other country, now being the longest continually running treaty, or the longest treaty still in operation, active, whatever the word is. The Treaty of Windsor, signed on the 9th of May 1386 and still active, was signed between England and which other country? The longest still active treaty in history. I believe, from what I've read. Might not be true, really. There's always source for conjecture. On to question 9. According to the New York Times World Almanac, what was the estimated population of the world in 1 AD? Plus or minus 25 million, because I am kind. So according to the New York Times World Almanac, what was the estimated population of the world in 1 AD? I will give you plus or minus 25 million. Question 9, one more time. According to the New York Times World Almanac, what was the estimated population of the world in 1 AD? And I'll give you plus or minus 25 million. Now on to question 10. This is the final question of the quiz, and it's a favourite style. Which city is this? Which city is this? Those are your 10 questions for the fourth and final round of the Two Fellas Online Pub Quiz number 31. So you have until 2053 to get your answers. Sorry, 2052 to get your answers in. Sorry, 2152 to get your answers in. Less than 2 minutes to get your answers in. Less than 2 minutes to get your answers in. As we come to a close of this installment of the Two Fellas Online Pub Quiz, don't forget, if you enjoy this pub quiz, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you can, go to PayPal and donate to help keep the Two Fellas Pub going. And hopefully very soon, the pub will be open and you can visit in person and drink delicious beer in a beer garden with your friends and remember fun and laughter. Okay, less than a minute to get your answers in. Hurry up and click submit now. As you're clicking submit, just as a reminder, the top three places from last week. In third spot, we had the teams Pandemic at the Disco, HMS Pickle, and Die Deutsche Rotte. In second place, we had Lang, Lieber, Die König. And in first place, we had Erzam Ins Out, or the anagram of the House Martins that won last week's quiz. So, very shortly, we will find out who reigned triumphant in online pub quiz number 31. Okay. Time is up. I actually didn't need to do that. I could just click there. Oh, God. So the answers for round 4 are many life's failures of people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up is a quote from Thomas Edison. 2, what word in chemistry comes from the Greek meaning not to cut? It's atom. Lepidopterology is the scientific study of what? It's butterflies and moths. Specifically, it's 3 kinds of butterflies and moths, but butterflies and moths is fine. 4, the 2021 G7 meeting is set to be held in Cornwall. The piece of music that you heard was Offenbach's opening segment from Orpheus in the Underworld. It is commonly known as the Can-Can piece, relating to the famous dance popular throughout a lot of the 19th century. Which 2 famous musicians was Pattie Boyd married to? It was George Harrison and Eric Clapton. Not, although almost at the same time. The song Layla, it was recorded by Derek and the Dominoes, written by Eric Clapton, was dedicated to her. The formula, when expressed mathematically, PV equals K, is known as Boyle's law or the Boyle-Mariotte law, or in France it is most commonly known as the Mariotte law. Mariotte law. Yep. 8, the Treaty of Windsor was signed between England and Portugal. 9, according to the New York Times World Almanac, the population of the world in 1 AD, plus or minus 25 million, was 200 million. So as long as you had some answer between 175 and 225 million, you would have got the point. And the city that you saw at the end, blazoned in the Habsburg black and gold, is Vienna or Wien. So there you go. Those are your answers for the quiz. If you give us, I'll give Mike really a couple of moments. He will put all the scores together, and very shortly we will reveal the answers. So if you just give us one moment, and in the meantime, enjoy some more Off the Bat. Just so we don't lose flip de flip flip, I will not play the can again for now. So just give us a couple more minutes and we'll get you the scores. Okay, so we had 26 teams playing this week. So 26 teams playing for 20 places. In 20th place, Count Binface for mayor, who I can get behind. I quite like Count Binface. In 19th place, Rubazal on 11.5 points. In 18th place, Argentinian with 15 points. In 17th place, just half a point ahead of them at 15.5 is Lurtzi and Larry. In 16th place, with 16.5, we've got the Excelsiors. In 15th place with 18.5 points, we've got Cocky Chaplin and the Jizzers. Then in joint 14th place, each with 22 points, is Don't Eat My Last Bite of Schnitzel, Lynn's Friends, and Westside Caberge. Then in joint 13th place, we've got Tool's Garden and Rete de Coconuts with 22.5 points. In joint 12th place on 24 points, we've got Udo and the Jurgens, the Eastside Triple, and Nebuka Quizzer, all with 24 points. And thank you to Nebuka Quizzer for spelling it out for me. Phonetically, that makes it a lot easier to read the name. In 11th place on 24.5 points is Team Steve. In 10th place, the Happy Losers and Friends with 25 points. And 1 point ahead of them is, with 26 points, King Sperm. In 8th place, just half a point ahead of them, 26.5 points, is Weapons of Mouse Destruction. And a half a point ahead of them, in 7th place, is Pandemic at the Disco on 27 points. We move up then into 6th place with 28 points, 2 teams, Handmade Pickle and Balkan Connection. And in 5th place with 29 points is Deduction Rotter, which leaves us with our top 4. In 4th place with 29.5 points is Rolo Con Polo. And in 3rd place on 30 points is Living La Vida Lockdown, which brings us to our final 2. In 2nd place, with 31.5 points, Don't Fucking Clap, which means our winners this week, with 33.5 points, is Human Ist Eros, otherwise known as the House Martins. So congratulations once again to the House Martins, or Human Ist Eros. Thank you to everybody who's played this week. Don't forget to share the quiz with friends. We can then increase the numbers playing as well. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed the pub quiz, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and also go to PayPal, and if you can, donate some money to the Two Fellas via donate@twofellas.beer. The pub will be open again for takeaway beer and pizza on Sunday between 5 and 9:30. And myself and Mike and the Two Fellas, will be back here again online next week. So thank you once again to everybody who has played. Your support does mean a lot. And we will see you again, same time, same place, next week. And now, just for Flip the Flip, I leave you with the Can-Can.